Hi everyone, Dr. Victoria Scarbo here, speaking to you from the Seeds of Transformation Healing Center in Wareham, Massachusetts. And I want to look at the month of May with the cards, just to kind of see the general energy for the month and see what's coming up for us. Astrologically, May is not as intense, I think, in a negative sense as April was, and March and April were very challenging months for us. And I feel as though there's, I wouldn't necessarily call it a respite, but I think the energy is going to feel very different. I think it's going to feel a little more hopeful than it has up to this point. So let's see what the cards say. I'm going to be using the Connolly deck, and I'm going to be doing the month of May either later tonight or tomorrow from an astrological and Kabbalistic viewpoint, so you can keep your eyeballs peeled for that one. That one should be interesting. It always is. Okay, so almost done shuffling. All right. Okay, let's see the immediate environment, the immediate energy for May. Okay, we have the Queen of Pentacles. And that's interesting because May is a month when the majority of the time the sun is in Taurus. And Taurus is definitely, well, of course, Taurus is an earth sign. And this card actually in the system I use is connected to the sign of Taurus. All the queens are connected to the fixed modality of whatever element that they represent. And so here we have the Taurus element and energy. So Taurus deals with, and this card deals with, our essential needs. What is essential in our life? What do we need to secure ourselves physically, financially, for the most part, but then also emotionally, although that's not necessarily the primary concern. First, you have to make sure that you have food, that either you have enough food and a roof over your head, and a place to sort of lay your head. So safety is a big concern. Money becomes a big concern. Resources become a big concern. And just making sure that we have enough abundance in our lives to live, not beyond our means necessarily, but simply live. Okay, let's see what's crossing that. Okay, this is an interesting card to cross it. This is the Ten of Cups. And the Ten of Cups is sort of a happily ever after card. And I think is a crossing card with this Queen of Pentacles as the major influence or energy. I feel like there's a certain amount of illusion when it comes to this card. This card is associated with Pisces, and Pisces oftentimes is a sense of the ultimate, or the 2.3 kids, or the happily ever after. And there really is there is happy but there's sad, and then there's happy again, and then there's sad. So the idealized version of emotional contentment, I think that is a challenge. And different things make different people happy, and I think that perhaps that's part of the challenge. It's like, okay, so as I have my needs met, and then the question is, are those needs commiserate with the amount of happiness I get working for those needs. So, some people just want, a roof over their head. They want to live in a relatively safe neighborhood. They want to have meaningful work, and they want to have some time to have a good, to have a good time, or some leisure activity, whether it's reading books or going out for dinner or whatever it is. And then there are those people who need to have like so much more than that. And you know, it's balancing what it takes to maintain that lifestyle with the question, is it really making you happy? Is having all this extra stuff or extra things or extra, whatever extra it is, or what is considered like happily ever after? And it doesn't just have to be happily ever after in relationship and children and that, but just generally that sense of this will make me happy, that will make me happy. So that's the challenge. Let's see what's at the root of this. Okay, so at the root we have the Two of Wands. The Two of Wands is really about, it's actually about commercial expansion. This is somebody who has, and we can see this person is on the top of a turret of his castle. Every man's home is his castle, kind of thing, and he has a certain amount of stability, but he wants to spread. He wants to spread something. He wants to maybe spread his ideas. He wants to. He's looking at the bigger world. He has a globe in his hand, so it's this sense of sort of reaching out beyond your situation and wanting to expand outward. So that is a sort of a basic energy for this month. The need to sort of expand your horizons. Let's see what's in the past. Okay, we have the Fool card in the past, and so this means that we have recently had some sort of paradigm shift. There's been a shift in our lives, and maybe you have experienced that yourself. There's definitely a sense that we're on a new road. Somehow we're on a new road. Let's see what's in the sky. Okay, and we have the Ace of Wands, so there's a lot of potential. This is actually a very good card to have in the sky with this being at the root, because this is sort of what you're aspiring to, expansion, and then there's a lot of creativity available for that expansion. And it's a highly creative card, and it's about new beginnings. So there are two cards that are very significant for new beginnings here. Let's see what's in the immediate future. So we'll call this the immediate future of May. When I read these cards, the immediate future is usually 6 weeks out. May is 5 weeks, long. So this is May. So this is sort of the energy of the future in May. And we have the Page of Cups. Okay, so this is, first of all, it's a page. So it has to do with something new, and it's cups. So it's our emotions. Now the 10 being the challenge, and this being the future, makes me feel like that on some level you've given up some sort of ideal or ideas that you had about what makes you happy, and you're on it's like a new path. It's like, well, maybe that made me happy in the past, but now I'm seeking out and I'm looking for, the pages. There's a curiosity about the pages because they're so young, and it's a new thing. And so there is this curiosity about perhaps feeling in a different way or relating in a different way. And I always see the Pages of Cups, even though the page is considered a younger energy. There's something about cups that makes me feel that there may be less experience, but there's more purity of heart. And so I feel like we're moving forward in this month with a little bit more purity of heart. So let's see how this is seen from the outside. Okay, there's still work to be done, certainly. Whenever we're starting something, right, all this starting stuff new, okay? You have to still work it. And this is financial stuff. So this is about, how do I support my new values? How do I support my journey to happiness? How do I support my journey to compassion or peace, or having an aspiration when it comes to how I'm feeling? Let's see our domestic situation. Okay, we have the Ace of Pentacles, another new beginning. Wow, these are a lot of new beginning cards. You see how I said that May is definitely has a different energy than certainly March and April. So this is all. So this domestically, we're going to be looking at our finances, our money, our resources, our resourcefulness. The Ace of Pentacles is pure potential for manifested form, but it's not manifested form. It takes a lot of work to get there, but this is planting the seeds for that. Okay, let's see what's hopes and fears. Okay, we have the Victory card. This is a Victory card, but sometimes this is read, not necessarily in this deck as much, but in other decks as victory at what cost. And so maybe it's not about the victory, maybe we need to redefine what it means to be successful, or have victory over something. This could be sort of resting on your laurels somewhat. As a hope and fear card, it's hard to say. I'd say it's probably just wanting to be successful, the hope to be successful. I just had a little critter tweet outside. I was looking to see. I think it might have been a chipmunk. Okay, let's see the outcome. And we have the Knight of Pentacles. The Knight of Pentacles is, first of all, the Knights are the actions that it takes. And so the Knight of Pentacles is very practical, careful. Unlike the other Knights that are sort of rushing into things, the Knight of Pentacles tends to sit back and understands that things take time, that things take a lot of work, and once the fields have been sown, then it takes time to wait to see what is manifested. So again, it's very interesting. These cards, so far, they've all been fire, water, and earth. There's no air, so it's not highly mental time. It's more of an emotional and practical time. Both earth and water are feminine signs. And so the things that maybe perhaps that women traditionally are more concerned with becomes the concern of all of us. Taking care of our children, security, safety, relationship, community, kindness to one another. These are all more sort of feminine, on the feminine side of things. And I think that's a nice change of pace. So let's see if we can pull a major arcana. We get the Four of Swords. I usually picked 3 until I get it. And we have the Moon here. And the Moon is another card that is brings in that energy of the feminine. But the Moon is a card where there are emotional ups and downs. And I think that whenever we're dealing with trying to get ourselves in a more secure position, whether it's emotionally or practically, that we can sort of have our emotional ups and downs. And the Moon card is a card often associated with fear and fear of the unknown. And so there's some of that going on as well. And so I think we need to check ourselves with that. Now let's see what's underneath. And we have the Ace of Cups. So this really is another ace. Gee, wow. So there are 4 aces in the deck and we have 3 of them. Interesting, there's the last couple of months have been so many swords and so much about justice and so much about dirty tricks and all of this stuff. But this month it's like a whole different energy here. I'm pretty surprised, really. But personally, in my own life, I can feel this shift. I can feel this energy. I've even spent less time with my sort of my eye on what's going on in the world, the news, which of course is good and bad. I felt like I needed a rest from it, and I needed to, on some level, decide that things will work out as they work out. If I can apply my energy to what I do best, and I can apply my energy to helping who I need to help in the way that I help them, that's the best I can do. And so while I still am somewhat aware of what's going on, I've sort of stepped back a little bit and looked at my own life and really sort of evaluating where it is that I can make my life work better for me. And if my life works better for me and I am happy with my work, then I make the world a better place simply by doing my thing. And I think that that's a lesson for all of us. So, all right, well, May looks pretty good. Okay. If you enjoy this reading, like and subscribe. And as I said, I will be doing an astrology, the month of May from an astrological and Kabbalistic point of view. Have a great day. I'll see you soon. Bye.